Welcome back to Mostly Thriving.
We're to the world that may look like we're thriving, but really we're just mostly thriving. You're back home.
I'm back home.
Welcome back. It feels like you were gone for 3 weeks.
It does feel like I was gone for a long time. I kept thinking like I left on Friday, came back on Monday. Like it was actually a really quick trip, but
early Friday, we were gone all of Friday.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I actually went to Hilton Head with a bunch of my DIY friends. There was 20 of us, and it was so fun.
You guys do well on those trips.
We do. Yeah, I want to debrief on it a little because we get a lot of questions always of like, what is it actually like when 20 influencers go on a trip together? Like, it seems like it might not go well, but it's honestly like one of the highlights of my entire year.
Yeah, I went on the one with you guys where the husbands went for Cancun last October.
That was like a smaller group of us, yeah.
It was a smaller group, but yeah, there was no issues. No. I think everybody got along really well, and I think a lot of the people on this trip were on that trip.
Everybody was. Yeah, I think it's so interesting because so I've been doing this for 7 years now, and a lot of the girls that I have become, like I think people think we just hang out because we're all influencers and we all do the same thing. And it's like I hope I go and like she'll share me, and like I think that's what people assume. But these girls are like my actual friends, like have become the like people that I talk to every day that like know my kids and know my struggles. And to be fair, that's how I felt about it before you were going. Yeah. Not on this trip specifically, but you used to be like, oh, that's my friend. And I was like your friend in real world life? Like you've met this person? And you're like, no, online or on Instagram. But this, I mean, obviously years ago, this is something that's been in the making for a long time. Yeah. I mean, it's hard. I think when you're in real life with somebody, you get to know them a lot quicker because you are with them a lot. But like with the distance, like some of them live in Utah, some of them live in Texas, like we're all over the US. So the amount that we're actually like in physical together is spread out over like years, you know? So it takes time to like build those relationships, but you guys talk every single day. Yeah. I talked to the girls that were on the trip with me this time every single day. And the trip originally, like maybe 4 trips ago or whatever, it started just kind of like, you know, as influencers, it can be such an alone, isolating job that like people just don't get it. Like I can talk to like my friends in my life here that aren't in influencing about it, but they don't like get it. They don't understand like the pressures that come with it. They don't understand the trying to like run this business and be a mom and be a wife and all these things. And so I feel like you gravitate towards these other women that are same mindset, like, you know, just like powerhouses trying to run their businesses and manage their families. So we connect on that level. And just, I feel like in Instagram, the one thing that I do feel like is missing as an influencer is that there is like conferences and retreats and like all kinds of things for influencers. But I feel like most of them are targeted towards getting started. Yeah. There's not a ton of like business seminars or like anything geared towards people that are like at that, like they're past that point. Like we've figured out what we're doing. We're working with brands. A lot of it is like, how do I get started? How do I start working with brands? But there's nothing for the like more experienced influencers to continue their education like there would be in like vet med. The problem is that the industry is too young. Yeah. I can see that. Not the people in it are too young. I think that obviously age is not an issue here. I think that the industry is too young. And so I would say that you all are still pioneering the new things. It's not largely figured out now. You know, you think about when I go to like a veterinary talk on business management, they've been managing businesses and perfecting it for 100 years. Yeah. And so Instagram hasn't even been around for 20 years. So it's still too baby of an industry. Now, what I think would be interesting, because in my mind,
I was talking to somebody about your run-in with the dentist.
Yeah.
And
we should fill people in so that if they're confused on what you're talking about.
Yeah. So Amanda was at her dentist.
I was getting my teeth cleaned, and when the dentist came in at the end to like check or whatever, he said, "Oh, what are you up to the rest of the day?" And I said, "Oh, I have to work. Or have to go back to work." And he said, "Oh, what do you do for work?" And I said, "I'm an influencer," which I hate when people ask me that question because there's such a stereotype that comes with it. I don't really know how to say influencer without being like, but not the cringy kind. Like, like there's something that fits that stereotype. Obviously, that's why there's a stereotype, but I don't feel like I fit that mold. But when I say I'm an influencer or I'm a content creator, like I get the ick almost of myself. But when I said that, I was like, I'm an influencer. And he goes, "Oh, even that feels like work." And it just like was such a slam to me where I know he didn't mean it in that way.
And you guys worked it out at the end.
We did, yeah.
You guys had a good conversation about it. Yeah. But, at the end of the day, what I took away from it is that really you guys are marketing professionals.
Yeah.
And yes, there is different categories and subsets of influencers, but if you said it like that, if you said, "Oh, I'm in marketing," nobody would say anything about it. Because in my mind, you are more in marketing than you are what the world perceives as an influencer.
True. I don't know why when I say marketing, it feels like it almost feels like I'm dumbing down what I do because of someone else. When like really, I do think as an influencer, like I should be proud of that. And I feel like I have the opportunity to then show people a different version of that to then help correct the stereotype. Like I feel like I play into the stereotype if I pretend like I'm not what I am.
I think for you guys in helping create the pathway between the disconnect of influencer and marketing is that you lead with I'm in marketing for the subset of like the people. Like the people who are going to have that mindset. Like if you're saying that to...
What if I said I'm in influencer marketing?
No. I think the influencer distracts it. Again, it's a baby industry.
I'm in content marketing?
No, you are in marketing.
Marketing just feels like such a stupid answer.
But I'm not saying you give that...
It's like when you say, "What do you do?" and someone's like, "I'm in sales." And I'm like, okay... That gives me nothing. What do you sell?
You need to answer with marketing with the people are going to be like, "Oh, influencer, is that even work?" You knew that. Like, that group. That group. No offense. 50-year-old men and up.
I don't know why. I just feel like this is my dad and me coming out where I'm just like, I'm not going to do it.
That's fine.
I'm not going to do it.
That's fine. Keep smacking your head against that wall. Because who is more resistant to change than you? The guy who you're trying to explain influencer to and how that's work.
He apologized. He called me and left me a voicemail because he saw my story.
After his staff saw your story.
Whatever. I don't even care about that.
I'm just saying, go back, and if you would have just said, "I'm in marketing." "Oh, what kind of marketing do you do?" "Social media influencing." "Oh. How's that marketing?"
Okay, I like social media influencing.
I would probably say social media marketing. And then he says, "Oh, what company do you do that for?" "Oh, I actually own my own company. I'm an influencer. It's Come Stay a While. Brands pay me to market their products."
Okay.
"I'd like to buy your dentistry office."
Yeah.
Like that's that you have to I say this at the clinic sometimes. You have to manipulate the way that they think so that they will now better understand what you're trying to get across to them. And so that now you can connect with that person. I have to do that in the exam room all the time.
I like that. No, I think
I have to make them understand why this test is important.
Yeah.
You have to make them understand why influencing really is just marketing.
Got it. Okay. I want to talk about my trip.
Anyways, tell us about your influencing trip.
Okay.
Where you people who don't work got together in Hilton Head.
It started like whatever. What I was saying about the conferences. We would go to these conferences. We were all in the same boat where we were like getting our baby accounts off the ground and just like trying to really learn and like soak up information. And what all of us have kind of found is that your first year at the conference, you're learning a lot from the conference. But you're also maybe learning more from the people that you're networking with that are in your same phase of business infancy. You know what I mean? And like when we would go to these conferences, then the next year it's like, okay, now I'm like working with brands and I'm doing all these things. And it feels like the content of the conference doesn't change. But the people that are going to the conference, now I'm learning from them instead of the conference. Like I might pick up like one or two things from a couple talks that are just like good reminders of things. But I'm learning more about like, how are you guys filing your taxes? You know, like what, you know, are you LLC taxed as an S Corp? Like we take K1 owners draws, like that kind of stuff I learned like the second time from other people. So then we're learning like, okay, we're learning more from each other than we are from the content of the conference. So instead of like going for a weekend and trying to find these pockets of time between talks where I'm like, oh, you should talk to so-and-so about Amazon. She really knows what she's talking about here. Or like, this girl's really good at this. Or like, you know, go talk to her about how she does this. Instead of trying to do that, we're like, why don't we just, instead of going to a conference, let's get like a really big house somewhere, invite a bunch of our, you know, people that are in the same space as us. We can mastermind just for like a couple days, get way more out of it. And we're like, okay, yeah, like let's do that. So it started as that. And it was just kind of like word of mouth. Like I'm friends with these two and they're friends with her. And like, usually it's somebody that's like leading the trip and is like, okay, they're going to just put it out there to a group of people. Obviously, like you can only invite so many. Like we've run into that where it's like, obviously we all want to be there. But if you do that, there's like 200 people. It's like, oh, well, now we're just back at having a conference.
Right. Yeah. And so this group has developed from a goal of networking and learning from each other to you are doing that, but also it's genuine, sincere friendship that has resulted out of it.
Right. I would say that it started as a business trip. And all the girls that were on the trip that I was just with on now, we're not like all in that group at the beginning. Like it wasn't like this is the same exact group and it's just been the same every year. You know, like it's always been like different groups of people and like the next year, you know, there's a couple other girls or there's like somebody new that I haven't met before, which is really cool. But then what we learned is that there's it just happens in any group where like some people become like actual friends and some people are just like business work colleagues, and that's okay. Like that's totally normal.
Right.
And so we had like a smaller core group of us that just like outside of like the business meeting, then we would find that throughout that whole year, like we were all just like friends and connecting and checking in and like talking, where it's like I have like the group of friends and then I have other people that are great to network with in business and are so smart. But outside of business, we don't really communicate. Like I might see them once a year or we talk like here and there. And so then separate from this, we were like, guys, I just like miss you. I just want to see some of you. And so we went on just like a girls trip, like not a work trip, you know? So it's like now this is just like a girls trip. It just happens to be that we're all friends.
Right.
And like, yeah, like work stuff comes up and we talk. But like, I mean, this most recent trip. So now like basically what I'm getting to is the girls that I went with this weekend, it's no longer a work trip. It's just my friend's trip.
For tax purposes, yeah. It is definitely a work trip.
I mean, it is a work trip.
It is a networking trip.
It is a networking trip, but it's I wouldn't even say it's a networking trip. It's not a networking trip because
it can still be networking. That just because you know these people doesn't mean it's not networking.
Yeah, but I think that from the outside.
Did you walk away with something that you're excited to implement?
Absolutely.
In your business?
Absolutely.
It's a networking trip.
I get what you're saying, yes. But we're not going with that intent. We're going because we want to be together. And like what I think is really cool about our industry and this group of people specifically, I can't explain it and you won't know it until you've been in it. The DIY space on Instagram is so different than any other niche that I've been a part of. Like there's fashion influencers, there's beauty influencers, there's lifestyle, there's moms and family. And I think it's so cool to watch like the different pockets of the internet, how you just kind of gravitate towards those people.
Right.
The DIY girls, you would think, and we've even had this like when we travel, to these trips. Like at times there's like pockets of us all at the airport together just because of like where we're coming from or people are traveling together. And Kayla and I were traveling together this time and we were sitting next to each other on the plane. The lady next to us was like, oh, where are you guys headed? We were like, oh, Hilton Head for a girls trip. What do you do? You know, like we go into that whole thing. Oh,
What'd you say?
We're all in social media marketing.
No, marketing.
We're in marketing and then social media influencing. You know, we did the whole thing. And she was like, oh, that's so cool. And she was like, wait, how do you get like 20 entrepreneurial like leaders of an industry together in a room? Like that has to be just like horrible. And we were like, no, it's the opposite. Like this group is the most, and I'm not just saying just the girls I was with, but the DIY space in general. We root for each other so hard. And it's so much of a like, your success does not hinder mine. And I have been like that from day one. I'm sure there are influencers out there who are competitive and like won't share their secrets and like won't share
sure there are.
Brand contacts and
in
stuff.
Any industry you're gonna have that.
But I'm just so not like that. Like I don't understand why me having like let's say I work with a brand and I'm like, it was great to work with. There is no reason why another influencer can't reach out to that brand and also work with them.
Yeah, it's a very collaborative group, and I think that overall, you all just understand too that the brands that you're working with, their budgets for marketing are enormous. And there's no way, if you said, I'm not sharing what this brand is willing to do with me, or what I did with that brand, or how my experience was with that brand, there's no way that you're like, oh, I'm going to grab the rest of their marketing budget. No, right. They have this much for this influencer, and they've got, guess what? They have a whole nother piece of the pie set for the other influencers, whether you share that information or not. So you might as well help and collaborate with a group of people that you know are going to do the same thing for you with maybe a brand that you haven't worked with.
I also think it's just beneficial to us as a group because, like you said, it's such a new industry. If I know what other people in my niche who are having like similar types of content, if I know we're similar follower count size, we have similar engagement, if I know what you're charging and you know what I'm charging, we then become more powerful to the brand because if they're like, oh, well, her rates are this and her rates are this, like right. We're gonna, you know, like if we're aligned on that. So that's just why I would encourage you, if you are an influencer, like find your people. It's okay that your people aren't everyone. Like that would not work. Like you have to have, like a lot of these girls, like I started around the same time as them. So we've like, I'd say like grown up together in this, and we've been alongside each other for every stage. And so find your people that are in your same phase, in your same like life cycle of your Instagram or whatever you're doing, people in your niche, and like find the people that you can trust. Because I will say too, there's people that are going to use that information for good. And there's people that are going to use that information for maybe not so good, or competition or sabotage, like any of that. Like I am very open and I'm very transparent and I want people to succeed, but I've also been burned on that a couple times, and that's hard.
Yeah, I think it's also important in that group to have a good amount above you and a good amount below you that you can bring up with you.
For sure.
And I think that that's really important. Can we pause and acknowledge that we're going on 3 weeks straight of you having a stuffy nose on the podcast?
I don't know what it is about this room, but
Can we get this girl some Vicks Vapor Rub?
I have so much snot in the back of my throat right now.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this trip is very special to me, and it's something that I can never explain. The group of women, I love them all so much. There is no competition, any of that, and I just cherish every minute that I get with them. I've never had friendships like I have with them. I feel so comfortable with them. And there's a couple things I want to talk about the trip. So we stayed in Hilton Head. Pretty much we all arrived on Friday at like different times. We had a really cute big house on the beach that we all split, which is just so nice for us to all be in one space.
Which I think people who see influencers go on these trips assume that one of two things. The house is so affordable that they could never do it, or it was given to you guys for free.
Yeah, it wasn't
Which both of these are just not true, because you have how many girls were on the trip?
There was 20.
20. Okay. So if the house cost $1,000 each for the weekend.
Yeah, I think let me see.
it's doable.
So I think
with
the
groups
house
this size.
I think the house for the time that we were there was $7,800. I think so. Split between 20 people, it was $400 for the weekend, which is great.
That's an insane deal.
We did a grocery order at the beginning for everyone. That's the other thing is like we don't do a ton while we're there. Like we are hanging out at the Airbnb. We order like a big grocery thing, which like was like I think it was like $500 or something. So it was whatever it was $36 a person for all the groceries.
You're also going in there in the off season too.
Yeah. We're just hanging out. Yeah. We're literally just hanging out. Like people will like DoorDash stuff. We DoorDash like Buffalo Wild Wings one of the nights. We went out to lunch for like one of the days. One of the girls had coordinated like a reservation and we just hang out. And it's so great and it's so fun. And I just love seeing them and hearing about their lives and whatever. And honestly, this was probably like the least businessy trip. Like this time we actually were just like hanging out. We've talked about the Traitors and all of this stuff. So a lot of us are Traitors watchers, and it's a show that you can watch, a reality show on Peacock. And Crystal and Elise spent so much time planning for us to play an official game of Traitors. Okay. We started at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Was Jam there?
Jam was not there, but Crystal dressed up like Alan. She had like a Scottish, like, what are those called?
Sash.
They made like a trailer for it. Like they went like all out. Okay. We sat at a round table. We had blindfolds. So there's 20 of us. She picks the Traitors. I was devastated because I was a faithful. I wanted to be a traitor because they know that I'm a gamer. And like everybody knows whenever we play Mafia or whatever, like Amanda is going to get voted out because she's just like too strategic. Like she takes stuff too serious.
Does anybody else, when they say gamer on the show and when you just said it, I was just like, I'm a gamer. Like you're playing World of Warcraft or some craziness. No, when they say gamer, like I think the general world looks at them as World of Warcraft in the basement, locked away.
No, gamer in Traitors talk is like the people that play Survivor, Big Brother, the like strategy manipulation games of like manipulation.
You are into manipulation games. Let me tell you, folks.
Just like I would consider myself like I would be like a strategist. Like that's like my game persona. I want to win.
You enjoy playing strategy games.
I want to win. I want to be creative with thinking and like how can we win and like all this stuff. So I was a faithful. So I knew that in order to get the Traitors, I couldn't go too hard because I knew I would instantly be banned or murdered or whatever by the Traitors because I was going to figure it out. Okay. I knew at least if I was a traitor, I would have more opportunity to be in the game longer because no one can murder me. And then I can just lay low and not get banished. Okay. I'm not going to go into like all the gameplay because it's too confusing, but basically every day, all we're doing, or the day of the game, we're all trying to decide like who are the traitors. So we're on the show, there's like these games, these missions that they go to like win money or whatever. And so they had like minute to win it games planned. So we play these minute to win it games, which were so fun, which is like,
that's your jam.
That's my jam. Okay.
Yeah.
And so
if you have to balance a pencil on top of another pencil, Amanda's in.
Yeah. Like I want to do the little challenges. And so that's what all the games were. And so basically if you win, or if you're like, they would say like the 5 fastest people to complete this or whatever are safe from murder. So I was like, okay, in order to stay in the game, I have to win like every minute to win it challenge. So there's a couple times that I did win.
Which you were going to try and do regardless.
Yeah, I was going to win. I was going to try to win regardless. But so we do that. People are up for murder, whatever. So then we all go to bed, according to like the Traitors, which we had enough bedrooms for each person to go to their room. And we all had to like play music really loud so that you couldn't hear. The Traitors got to come down, pick who they were going to murder. And then they would text you and say like, you can come out, and you'd go downstairs and then we would see who was murdered. And we like did the whole thing. Then the next day, like we keep doing all these things. So it gets down. We knew that we had banished 2 traitors correctly. So we knew that there was maybe 1 left. You also don't know how many traitors there are.
Who were the traitors?
It was Bong, which we voted out Bong like pretty quickly.
Piece of cake.
Yeah, no, she was good. And Bong, if you're listening, Bong formed an alliance with me, and I really didn't think she was a traitor.
You and Bong did that when we were playing Mafia. You know what my solution was when we played Mafia? Vote you both out.
I know.
And that was my strategy. Get rid of these people who think they're going to make alliances. Kill them.
We were suspicious of Kayla and Sarah Randall. They were being like besties like Tara and Johnny were. And they were both like, I know
Big
she's
mistake.
not. I know she's not. And we were like, how can you know that? Like
Big
that,
mistake.
Yeah.
Making any definite claims in that game is big mistake.
So then when Kayla was so sure that it was Bong because she heard her like move her blindfold, or that's what she said, we were all like, is this a game that her and Sarah, the game is way harder than you think it is. When you actually don't know who it is, you think everything is a clue.
See, here's my thing is I think I just take these games so not seriously, which usually pisses everybody off.
It really does.
It really, really strikes a chord with the serious gamers. And ultimately I just go, okay, I want this to, because I don't like games. I am not a gamer. I want this to be over as soon as possible. So I'm going to vote out all the people who really love this because they're going to be really good at the game, 1. And 2, it'll get over quicker because then I'll just be in the same boat as the people who don't want to be playing this game. And we'll get this done. We'll get this over with. And chances are, if I'm a faithful or I'm in the mafia, I'm going to win too. So I'm going to get this game over fast and I'm going to win. And the next round, I'm going to take the same strategy. So you have no idea, no matter what. I'm voting out the good players immediately. I know that I'm a better player. So going to win whether I'm faithful or traitor.
Well, so then we all go to bed.
Game would have been over
and
in
I
an
know
hour.
that in the game, when you watch it, there's always a recruitment once you've gotten out like 2 traitors. So I was convinced, and I was telling all my alliances, when we go to bed tonight, I think there's going to be a recruitment, which means that the traitor that's left picks a faithful to now become a traitor. So somebody that was a faithful becomes a traitor. And so we all go to bed. I was telling everybody, I'm like, watch for behavior changes of how they've been playing to now. Something's going to be different. So I tell everybody that. We all go to our rooms. I get a paper under my door and I was like, gosh dang it, I just got murdered. Like, this is so annoying. And I look at it and it said, come to the basement. And so I walked to the basement and they put their cloak on me and they were like, Crystal looks at me and she's like,
nerds.
Do you want to be a, and before she could even finish her sentence, I was like, I accept. This is
Nerd.
literally, I was made for this.
Nerd.
So I became a traitor. Okay. So now I get to go and see who my other traitor is. They were like, who do you think it is? She was standing facing the other direction with her cloak on. Okay. And we have video of all of this. We recorded.
You were wearing a cloak in a basement.
Yeah. I went to the turret.
You are a gamer.
I went to the turret. I was so excited. And at this point, the game's like half over. Okay. I also want to preface this, you guys. We started at 2 p.m. The game ended at 11 p.m. We played for 8 hours.
Nerd.
Or 10 hours or whatever.
Gamer.
We played for so long. It was so freaking fun.
I'm so glad you had so much fun.
I was living my best life.
I know you were.
I was living my best life.
I'm genuinely happy for you and your cloaking experience.
Just wait to hear what happens. So I go down. All the people that have already been murdered are down there. And I can see my traitor person. She's facing away with the cloak on. And they were like, the traitor wants you to guess who you think she is. Okay, so I thought for sure it was Kayla or Sarah. I was like, it's one of them for sure. Or Rafton, because Rafton is also a gamer. She's super smart, super strategic. And I was like kind of on her. And then I was like, or I listed like 3 other people. Okay. Well, I was just trying to think.
How many could there have been?
There was, I think, 8 of us left.
So you listed half the people there.
Well, I was just like, it could be this person, it could be this person, it could be this person.
Could be anybody.
Could be anybody.
Who knows?
The traitor turns around and reveals himself. It's freaking Kristen. Builds by Kristen. Literally the last person on my list I would have never suspected. I would have expected her to be like, just like flustered and like not being able to handle being a traitor. I also knew that she was like the only person that had texted Elise and Crystal separately before the game started, was like, do not pick me as a traitor. So obviously she was a traitor.
Congratulations, Kristen. If I'm ever on a trip with you and we're playing Mafia, I'm going to try and kill you first.
Yeah, she was so good. I'll show you guys the video. Elise and Crystal are going to edit like an episode together so that you guys can watch it, because we were doing like the confessional videos and like they have all this footage, but the video of me finding out that Kristen is the traitor is so funny. And so then we go back up. Now, I just told everybody last night, I think there's going to be a recruitment. So they're all like, who do you think's being different? Who do you think's being different? And I'm just like living my best little manipulative life of like, I don't know, guys. Everybody was like, I'm so sure Amanda's a faithful. Like, I'm so sure of it. So I was so under the radar. They also like had shields hidden around the house, and like it was just like the game. They did so good. There was so many like little touches. So we dwindled down the game. Okay, there's 5 of us left. It's me and Kristen, so the 2 traitors, Sarah Randall, Kayla, and Rafton. Or no, who was the 5th one? Was it Rafton?
I was not there, so I cannot comment.
There was 5 of us. Me, Kristen, Kayla.
Alexis.
Just picking a random name that you don't even know.
It literally doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry. So we vote her out. So now there's 4 of us left. It's me, Kristen, Sarah, Kayla. At this point in the game, we all have to decide, do we all think that we're faithful? If we all decide that, and a traitor is in that midst at the end, then the traitor wins. Or the traitors, both of them. Okay? We all agree, no, we think there's still or Kayla and Sarah were like, no, there's a traitor. So I was like, no, I think there's still a traitor. So now we all vote again. Kayla and Sarah are sitting next to me. They look at each other and they go, I think it's Kristen. And so now I have to make a decision. Do I go against my traitor?
Yes.
Or do I try to back her up? And I was like, if I back her up, they're going to think that it's me. And so I was like, no, I think it's Kristen. Like, I went with them. We all vote. They reveal that she's like, Kristen, and then they're like, Amanda, vote. And then I show Kristen. And Kristen's face was like, you bitch. Like, I recruited you, and now you're voting me out. And so Kristen got voted out, and now it's left to me, Sarah, and Kayla. And I was like, guys, we just won the game. And they were like, we're all faithfuls. And I was like, we're all faithfuls. And so we all said, yes, we want to win the game. And then they were like, okay, reveal yourselves. And Sarah's like, I'm a faithful. And I'm like, oh my God, you guys, we won. And then I stand up and I'm like, you guys, I am
a traitor.
A traitor! And I won the whole game.
Did you scream like that?
Yeah.
Like Lisa Rinna or whatever?
Yeah, I did. I was literally so excited.
I've never had an ick before. I think I just have an ick.
I won the traitors. So now I think that I've had good practice. I really should apply to go on the show. Because I would eat that up. I did great.
Here's my thing. You played this for 9 hours?
Yeah.
Who was the first one out? And what the heck?
I can't remember. Savannah, maybe? What did they do all day?
I mean, I would have loved to have been the first one out.
That.
I would have loved to, but like, I remember when we played Mafia, when I would get the people out that really wanted to play the game and were really good at the game, and then they had to sit there just for like 30 minutes. They were not happy campers.
Well, that was hard because we were just in a hotel room.
I mean, just because it's a big house doesn't... And it's 9 hours.
Well, okay, so here's the
thing. What, do they go out to dinner?
No, here's the thing.
Go see a movie? Boat ride?
It was nice out. We had a nice patio and stuff. So, like, people were just, like, hanging out when they weren't playing. But different from Mafia, like, as people were getting out, they were then able to watch when the traitors would come down. So they were getting, like, revealed each round. You know what I mean? Like, it was, like, fun.
Still, but that one person, the first one.
The very first one. I think it might have been, like, Savannah.
Even the first 2 or 3. They go down there, like, okay, here's the traitors. I would have been like, all right, catch you guys later. I'm going to do something productive.
In the midst of all this, we took a break and we, like, had pizza. Like, it wasn't like we were still, if you were in the game, you were still playing. But, like, if you weren't, like, you're just sitting down. We also did, like, crafts. Like, people were, like, bedazzling stuff and hanging out.
Fun.
It was so fun. But I'm just here to say that, like...
No, I'm happy for you.
I always thought that I could win the traitors, and then I proved that I can. So I think that I need to apply.
Yeah, but that was with a bunch of people that you know
right.
Know their reactions.
Imagine how good I would be.
I think it's way harder when you don't know the people.
Undetectable. People wouldn't know that I'm such a gamer.
Everybody listens to this podcast.
They would just think that I'm a little influencer.
Yeah.
I can feel it in my bones. I wish it wasn't in Scotland.
You're introducing yourself. Oh, I'm just a stupid little influencer.
Yeah. I'm an influencer.
Yeah. Just kind of fell into this thing. People send me things for free, and I just take one picture and post it.
Yeah, just to give people exactly what they think it is. Anyways, I had the time of my life. doing that.
I'm so happy for you.
We then on Sunday went, I don't know, whatever it was. We just hung out. We went on the beach. It was actually really cool. The house next to us was a group of like 40 and 50 something.
Guys.
No.
Cool.
No, women.
Love to hear it.
No, it was moms, and they said that all their sons were in the same pledge group or something. Is that like a fraternity thing?
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know.
Enlighten me.
I don't know.
So there's this big pledge group of guys that live next to us?
It was the moms. But they're heading out to the beach, and they're like, oh, can you take our picture? And they were like, oh, what do you guys do? They thought we were in college, which is so great. We look so young. And we were like, no, we're actually moms. And they're like, you're moms? So we look good. I've
told you you're in the hot mom club.
Yeah, so we take their picture, and then the one's like, what do you guys do? How do you all know each other? And I'm like, we're influencers.
No. But
you want
that group that can't believe that you're a mom because you look so young, they feel so distanced from you.
No.
That is not the group you say we're influencers to.
No, let me tell you what happened.
They
thought they are our demographic.
They are.
The 45 to 50-year-old moms of college kids, that's my sweet spot. The one girl, she's like, that's so cool. And I was like, yeah, we do DIY stuff. It's not like, your typical what you would see, like we all do power tools and all this stuff. And they're like, that's so cool. And then the girl's like, oh, can you put your handle in? Like, we want to follow all of you guys. And I put in Come Stay a While and clicked on it, and she was already following me. And I was like, you already follow me.
Didn't even recognize you.
Yeah. She watches me so close, she didn't even know.
You're so impactful on her life.
Oh. And then she was like, oh my gosh. And then
Sherry, you already follow me. I'm Amanda. Remember me?
Yeah. But anyways, then they all were like, oh my gosh. And then they all follow all of us. And it was just so fun. So
That's
then
great.
on Sunday, we all had this idea that we were going to bring wigs. Bring your own wig. BYOW. And
as you might do.
We were going to just have a game night and do crafts.
It is amazing to me. Okay, first of all, I haven't been on a guy's trip since...
You're going to have a BYOW night?
I think guys are just more BYOS. Bring your own self. Okay. Just bring yourself. We are so not complex. When I had a guys weekend, which we need to have happen again, when I met up with some vet school guys in Tennessee in a cabin in the woods, our activities were drink beer, watch college football, and the recreational activity that we did was bags, and then we were on this like river, and a very far way out in the middle of the water, like so far that you're thinking you can't swim that far, we decided we're swimming out to the little island. And
manly of you all. Sounds fun.
We carried this big log with us as we swam out into the river just in case we might sink.
I'm happy for you. I wore a cloak and went to a basement.
Jeez. That sounds like... That doesn't sound good.
It was so fun. It was so fun.
I'm so happy for you guys.
I love these girls so much.
I love that you love them. I love them for you, and it is a great trip for you. What's amazing to me, though, is that you come back from these trips exhausted.
Yeah, we stay up late yapping.
Would you guys just go to bed early? Because
I did. I went to bed earlier than a lot of people.
And I'm going to say this for the husbands of the wonderful women on this trip. We are back home, man, in the fort with these savage children. And while we want you to go on this trip and we love that you do, you need to accomplish the mission of, or add this to your mission of, I need to come back rested.
I am. Like, I'm recharged. I'm not rested, but I'm recharged.
I need you to come back rested.
Whatever. I mean, my body doesn't really let me sleep in anymore now that I have kids. So I was up at like 7:30. It's not like I was sleeping until noon.
Anyways, just come back rested. That's all we're saying.
All right.
We want you to go on the trips.
I didn't sleep very good because our mattress wasn't our mattress. Just don't sleep as good when you're not at home.
Yeah, that's the other thing that whenever I go on a guy's trip, the one time I went, it was like, I demand that I have my own bedroom. And you all just are like, don't even need your own bedroom. You sleep in a bed with another woman.
Well, yeah, there's 20 of us. There's not
two houses, baby.
20. No, no. I will say though, I will not do, like, I'm not a good traveler. I get very anxious. I have to know who I'm rooming with, which is always Kayla. Like, she's always there. But if she's not, like, I have roomed with Bong. I'm rooming with Sarah Joinery when I go to Arizona. And I just, like, I have to know who I'm with, and I need a bedroom with a bathroom. I will not do, like, some people's personality is they want to be in, like, a bunk bedroom that has 8 people.
No, thank you.
That is not me.
I barely want to be in a house with somebody else.
I cannot do that. I get very overstimulated. If everybody's, like, screaming and loud and talking and people aren't going to bed, I literally can't handle it. So I just know myself now, and if that's the setup, I can't go. But I am excited because in April, I'm going on that short trip to Arizona.
You're going on another trip?
Yeah, I told you that. But this one I'm excited about because it's not this same group. It's a different group of DIYers. And I cannot wait to connect and learn with, like, other people that I don't. This is a business trip. This is not a girls' trip.
And this is the first time I've heard about this.
No, it's not.
I have zero idea when this is.
It's in April. We talked about
you just said that, but when?
It's
No, it's fine.
It's
Whatever.
like mid-April.
Sure.
It's 2 days. It's really quick.
Happy for you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But this one, remember I told you, I said it's actually, like, business, and I want to go learn about, like, some Amazon stuff and some ads. We talked about this.
This is ringing a bell. I don't think I knew it was in April.
I know, like, this one we have 2 houses. It's more people, which is stressful. That's stressful for me, and I am putting myself out there in a way that, like, is uncomfortable in this group because I don't know everyone, and I do have such bad, like, travel anxiety. But
you did good this trip. I didn't get any.
No, I did great this trip.
I didn't get any shaky phone calls.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that, and I think it'll be really fun. I know, like, probably half the girls that are going and have met them before. I love them, and I can't wait to, like, chat and meet new people.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
So I'm excited about that. But it's easy for people from the outside that watch it to be like, oh, what we just did is a business trip. Why is it always the same people? Why did I not get invited, or, like, any of that? This trip and the Arizona trip are not the same types of trips. This was like, I'm going with my friends who just happen to do what I do. This other one is like strategic business conversations, like probably not as much personal talk. It's just different.
Roger that.
Yeah.
Can't wait to debrief that one.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. And I also want to just publicly thank you for letting me do stuff like that and holding down the fort and being the best.
I would like to publicly say you're welcome. And I am going to plan a guys trip.
I've told you to do that.
Although, you know what?
But actually, I want you to clarify. You act like I don't let you do that. You don't, like, come to me and be like, hey, you don't have any friends.
Let me finish where I was at with that. I don't have any friends.
I'm kidding. That was a joke and that sounded mean.
When I don't have any friends.
Okay.
Since we've started this podcast, I have developed a few guy friends.
You have.
But with that being said, and I would go on a trip with those guys. With that being said, our therapist encouraged me, because I don't like being with a bunch of people necessarily, that even if I don't do a guy's trip, to go to a retreat by myself. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds amazing to me. To go and,
like, what would you do?
I don't know. But I think that these are real things where, like, you just, you go and you have, like, your own little itinerary of, like, you know what what I do? I would get in a routine. I would read. I would probably be in the sun of some sort, or by a pool of some sort. I would work out, like what we do in Florida.
Yeah.
And I would just get in my own little routine for a miniature weekend.
Yeah.
Like a 3 to 4 day thing. I don't know that I would do that, but I'm going to do either a guy's trip or that.
Yeah.
At some point. I don't know when.
Yeah, I would be curious, people that solo travel. I remember when we went to Turks and Caicos, there was a lady there.
I think I'm going to do that.
You're not going to Turks and Caicos. She was, like, probably mid 30s or 40s, and she was like, yeah, I'm just here by myself. Like, I think that's awesome. I would not have the independence to do that.
But see, right. The difference between me and her is she was out there and she's sharing that she's there by herself. I am not looking to interact. I don't want to meet other solo travelers. I don't want to meet families. If I went on that trip, it would be the sole purpose of, like, what if I did, like, a yoga thing or something? Like, what if I came back? I also have the goal of being able to touch my toes this year. I cannot touch my toes. What if I came back from that trip and I could touch my toes?
You do you, boy.
Be a miracle.
Whatever you want to do.
Anyways, that's my thought.
I want to share about something that was really cool that happened.
It best be cool.
It was. And it was very out of my comfort zone. I was having, I'm not going to say names or anything, but was having a one of the girls was sharing some like personal things that she's going through and struggles. And obviously we were there for her and listening. I felt the urge and nudge by God to pray with her. Mind you, all 20 of us in this group all have very different beliefs. Some of us are Mormon. Some of us are Christian, just like non-denominational.
All the way to no
Some
belief.
of us are Catholic. Some of us don't know what they believe. The thing I love about this group that I've never had in any other area of my life, and you can attest to this from Mexico, we have so much respect for each other, even though our beliefs are different. And this is the only group that I can have very comfortable conversations of like, oh, you believe this, we think this, and we can talk about it and be like, where does that come from for you? Or like, I love that.
Yeah, it is this group, or at least the group that I was on the trip with, is a very solid dose of what I think the world, the world for sure, but for sure the US in general needs.
100%.
Of just, we just sat, there was, talking for hours of just understanding each other.
Yeah.
Like the floor's yours. It was frequently, here's a topic. Here's how I feel about it, how I believe, how I believe, or how I was raised, or how I'm raising my kids in this.
With zero judgment.
No.
On either side.
No.
Like it's truly.
It was eye-opening.
It's truly unique what I have found in these friendships. And so getting that, it's easy to pray in a group of Christians.
In your echo chamber.
In your echo chamber, like at your church or whatever. I immediately was like, I won't say any names. Someone was sitting next to me who I know is also a believer. And I said, I really feel like I'm supposed to pray for her. Mm-hmm. And she was like, do it. And I'm not like a person that's like, I'm going to pray for anybody, anywhere.
Amanda will frequently get these nudges, and I'm not a nudge person. And I'm just like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. And so I felt like I was supposed to do that. And the prompting I had was immediately right now with all 20 of these people. Okay. But then it kind of like, she was like going over here and whatever. It just like didn't happen in that moment.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang it. I feel like I missed the opportunity, but now like too much time has passed. Like it would be weird, but God would not leave me alone. Like the whole rest of the probably like 30 minutes, it was just constantly like, I want you to pray for her. I want you to pray for her. I want you to pray for her. And I just was like, it's not the right time. I don't want to do it in front of everybody, whatever. And I just kept feeling like him say, do it, do it, do it. So then the moment missed, people are kind of dispersing. We're going to bed. And I just so strongly felt like I have to do this before I go to bed. And so I texted her and I was like, hey, I didn't even know what room she was in. I was like, what room are you in? And as I was like headed up there was like a couple other people that were like, oh, where are you going? And I was like, oh, I'm going to go pray for her. And they were like, can I come? Can I come? Can I come? So it ended up being like maybe like 8 or 10 of us in there. And we just like sat on her bed. And I was like, this is so uncomfortable for me, but I really feel like we're supposed to pray for you. Like, I don't even really know what you believe. All the religion in this room is so different, but like, I just feel like I'm supposed to pray for you. And I prayed probably like 3 or 4 minutes straight, which is a long time.
Yeah. It's a lot of words.
To be nonstop talking. I feel like I like blacked out. It was 100% the Holy Spirit, just like praying over her situation.
Yeah. And I'm getting the chills just sitting here.
It was so beautiful. I wish it would have been like recorded so I could listen back to it. But like so many of us were crying. She was crying. It was the most beautiful moment. And I am so, proud of myself for stepping outside of my comfort zone and doing that. 2, watching the way that my specific prayer connected so many different religions in the room in that moment, and people that like maybe aren't sure of what they believe. It was so beautiful. So that was on the first night.
Yeah. Okay. And just want to like acknowledge, just because we're putting this out there and people on the internet are crazies, but all the glory to God
100%.
On that. It is not your prayer. It was his prayer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was Holy Spirit.
I I just listened to you say that, and I know how somebody can twist that.
Okay. No, I'm meaning when I say like it was the Holy Spirit and like I don't even remember what I said, where I just feel like I was the vessel for him.
Yes.
Like the words that I said.
I know what you meant, but I also know what they will do.
Yeah. No, okay. I'm glad that you clarified that.
Yes.
I also feel like I have had such a shift in the last like few months of like starting going to my Bible study, and just like faith is way more prominent in our lives since we've been more intentional about it. And I almost feel like
crazy concept.
Having the podcast is almost like accountability for us of like we keep updating people on where we're at. This was the first time, like a lot of times in big groups when it comes to religion, I just kind of like sit back and listen. I'm not like the one that's like you know a lot more and you're more knowledgeable about scripture and all that kind of stuff. So you have something I feel like stronger to stand on when you're like, oh, well, I think this. For me, I still very much feel like I'm figuring things out. And so sometimes I don't say things or jump in with what I think because I don't know if it's accurate.
It's funny that you feel that way because I feel the same way, but I think it's because of the stage of life. Because as a kid or as growing up, obviously I went to a Christian school, and yes, it was like ingrained in everything we did. Mm. But the further I get away from that and the more you move into adult life, the more, and really probably just the ways of this world, but the more shaky you get with some of these things, mm-hmm. and the less confident you become if you're not doing things like Bible study or getting into it yourself. And so it's funny you feel that way because I feel the same way. And then I go to like these Bible studies with these guys who, again, I think there's a huge problem. I think 30 and 40-year-old mm-hmm. men don't go to Bible study enough based on my experience and who are in my groups. But I listen to them talk and I feel like you, where you're saying like, I just don't know it nearly as well as them because they're just like, oh yeah, that says that in Proverbs and that mm-hmm. in Philippians. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
but I felt like the whole weekend, and I actually had a couple people at the end of the weekend tell me that they noticed it about me, that I was way more vocal. Like I was more like participatory. Is that a word?
I'm not sure. I think so.
I was participating in the religion
That's
conversations.
Definitely a word. Oh yeah.
Which is really cool.
That's
like
very
having
cool.
Conversations of like why I do believe things and like standing on these are ways that God has shown up in my life. Like regardless of what you believe, this is like what I experienced and how I felt like he showed up. And it was really freeing to be able to be like, I believe this and I don't really care if you do or not. Like this is true to me.
Yeah.
And it was just really cool. And I was really proud of myself because that is something that I have not done.
That's incredible.
And it wasn't like I was intentionally trying to do it. It just was like naturally flowing from me because I think I'm getting filled by it. Like how we say, like we're leaky people and like you leak out what you put in.
Right. Yeah.
What?
just laughing at the word leaky.
Holy people. But, leaking people. I don't know.
I think I said this before on the podcast of just, I want people to see that there's something different about us. Mm-hmm. And I don't want it to be that I'm sitting here screaming that I go to church and I do this Bible study, and I do this thing. I just want them to notice it from my attitude and the way that I talk and the way that mm-hmm. I am.
Yeah.
And then they say, oh, I noticed that about you. I noticed that you might be a Christian, or I noticed that something's different. How are you guys so loving? How are you guys so kind? How do you guys see people, the positive in people mm-hmm. so well when everybody wants to just bring everybody down all the time? Why are you not doing that?
Right.
And it's not just because, oh, I'm a good person.
Right. Well, and I also want to say, like, we don't do it perfectly.
I'm terrible at it. I'm not trying to say that
we do it perfectly at all. But on the last night, I like that prayer moment was so beautiful. And then on the last night, there's someone in the group struggling with infertility, and we had said a couple times like before the weekend's over, like we want to pray for you and just like what that looks like. And it was like just like a small group of us, and so she was getting ready to go up to bed, and there was like 3 of us. We were just gonna go pray with her because she had like a big week of testing and appointments and stuff coming up. And someone else had said in front of the group, I think we should pray with her before she goes up. And so the group that I had like established, like we're going to pray for her, was like, oh, well, Amanda was going to pray for her. Like, why don't we just do it here? And so I immediately was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do this. in front of all 20 now, which I think is so funny because that was my initial prompting in the beginning of that it had to be in front of everybody. So the way that God like ran it back so that I would be in that position again. And so I prayed with all 20 of us of all different religions, people that aren't sure what they believe, Mormon, not Mormon, Catholic. And it was so beautiful.
That's amazing. And
I was so freaking nervous. Like, I did not want to do it. I was like, I was not prepared for this big of a group. Like, I did it, you know, a couple nights ago, and it like, I think that's why I'm so exhausted. Because I was just,
you were doing the Lord's work.
I was busy. Man. No, I'm not saying it like that, but I just mean like when you get like stressed and it's like that heightened, you know, like I just had that.
And you just won Traitors, so.
And I was coming down from the Traitors win. Like,
your nervous system was
an emotional weekend. But it was really beautiful. And we all said after, like, how freaking cool is this? That like, regardless of what we believe, we all just right now want to love her.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it comes down to. I don't care if you believed anything that I said in my prayer. We do know that we love her.
And that's what she needs.
Yeah.
Knowing, like, you gave me minor details of it, but like knowing what you've told me, that's all she needs.
Yeah. Knowing that she's supported.
That's all she needs. Is
knowing that she's accepted and knowing that she's loved. That's what the world needs. And that's what this group gives me.
Yep.
I love them so much.
That's so good.
I could cry. It was beautiful. The whole weekend was beautiful.
Wow.
And I love Hilton Head. We got to go back.
Excellent.
Yeah. So.
And then we should share this. We should be real. We should be real. Then you came home last night and we had a fight.
Yeah.
And it's so
we haven't
stupid.
really resolved it yet.
I feel like we're on the precipice of resolving it.
Want to resolve it right now?
I do.
Okay.
So both of us, and I feel like we have this tendency when you come home, and I say when I come home, going back to, I don't really leave very often, not because I can't, but because I just don't. But both of us have this like expectation when we come home that the other is we're just going to run to each other's embrace. And we should do that, but we don't. And then we both get mad at each other because we don't. And then life hits. We've got AJ in hockey, Jordan's off somewhere else, and we've got to get all this together. What are we doing for dinner? And it's just like, when you see each other, make it special.
Yeah.
And that's what I took away from it, is that neither of us felt special. You know, I had just stayed home with the kids for 4 days straight, which honestly was amazing. They did great. It was like hiccup free. They were really, really good. And I don't want you to go and do another trip right away, but like it wasn't that big of a deal. And I really enjoyed my time with the boys. But at the end of the day, we both just wanted to feel loved when you got home. And I think that we just didn't do a good job at that, which then boiled over to like other, like just stupid things. And now we're both mad about the same thing. And that goes back to, I want to fight more efficiently with you. But at the same time,
like, totally honest, we both went to bed mad last night.
I would say it was semi-resolved. We weren't as mad as when we first started arguing, but like,
we didn't go to bed in a good place.
It was trending in a better direction, but it wasn't a perfect direction. And so
basically after so it was hard because AJ had hockey. So I went from the airport, I picked up AJ, I took him to hockey, I met TJ there. So when I first saw TJ, it was in the locker room with like other people.
And we needed to get AJ ready for hockey.
Yeah, so like it felt like he was busy getting AJ ready. And so I didn't like go up to him right away. But like he also didn't pause what he was doing to say hi to me. And so I felt like, it just was like weird. It wasn't like the moment that I would have wanted to have where I'm like, oh, hey, because I also didn't want to like come up and like give you a big kiss and hug.
But
like,
we should.
In front of other parents.
But we just should.
I know, but that's
but it's
kind of
just like F that. We should. You know what I mean?
I agree. But that's what happened. So then he was kind of weird and I was kind of weird. And then like he was standing while I was sitting while we were watching hockey. So it kind of felt like, okay, he's being distant again. But you were feeling the same about me. But like we weren't communicating that. And then I left hockey a little early because I had to get Jordan. So then by the time you got home, you were like making dinner. I was getting them ready for bed. I put Jordan to bed or whatever.
Life happened.
You put Jordan to bed. I put AJ to bed. So then by the time we came back, it's like 9 p.m. and we both like were in bad moods. And it just like, it didn't.
It spiraled. But what I took away, and I've just been thinking about it this morning, was had the two of us stopped right there in that locker room and I just picked you up, gave you a kiss, so happy you're home.
That's how I felt.
I know. And we both felt that way. But I especially think if we would have just done that, none of that would have happened.
I agree.
And it's so simple.
I agree.
But it was the inconvenient. That goes back to doing the inconvenient. Yeah. Like, I needed to get AJ out on the ice.
But realistically, we had a lot of time.
Right. It would have taken 20 seconds to do that. And I don't care about the little bit of PDA we would have shown, especially to the parents that were in that locker room. Like, they wouldn't have cared. Like,
I mean, it's not like we were going to make out.
I mean,
it's just,
hey, the showers were open.
Stop. Ew.
Nothing like a hockey locker room shower.
Whatever. I'm sorry for last night. I was very excited to be home. I think that we both could have done that differently. And I agree that it would have changed the rest of the evening. I also, yeah.
I'm sorry as well.
Okay.
Is it resolved now?
I can move on.
Is it resolved now?
Yes, it is resolved.
Okay, good. Okay. Thank you. All right. Well,
Thanks
that feels
for
good.
listening to me chat. I'm going to work on my Traitors application today.
Yeah, and I'm going to schedule her an appointment at the ENT because I'm sick of stuffy noses. Also, we have the Vicks tabs that I'm just going to drop in the shower.
It's not even... Okay.
You're going to be in the shower, and I'm just going to chuck a box of those in there.
All right.
And that's good.
Okay.
All right.
All right. See you next week with another stuffy nose. Goodbye.
Peace.